You know that little slip of paper at the end of class, the exit ticket? What if I told you it's not just a classroom chore, it's secretly a high-performance engine for learning? We often see it as just, a routine thing. But when you use it right, it can be an incredibly powerful data system. So today, we're going to dive into exactly how to unlock that power. This quote from Doug Lemov's Teach Like a Champion is pretty much the whole philosophy right here. It's a simple command, but it's profound. It's telling us to stop feeling like a lesson went well and to start using hard evidence that proves it. It's all about trading in our assumptions for absolute certainty. And this is the question every teacher asks themselves every single day, right? You see students nodding along, you get a few thumbs up, but how do you really know? How can you be sure that every single student actually got the main idea? How do you spot that quiet confusion before it turns into a huge learning gap? Well, the answer is to start thinking about the exit ticket in a totally new way. Think of it as the ultimate lesson receipt. Seriously, it's the proof of the transaction. It tells you exactly what knowledge was purchased, what was successfully transferred, and what got left behind on the shelf. Okay, so let's get specific. The official definition of an exit ticket is incredibly precise, and for a very good reason. Look at the key parts here. It's got to be brief, it has only 1 to 3 questions, and, this is critical, it's laser-focused on the day's core objective. This thing isn't a mini-test, it's a surgical tool. And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows the massive shift in thinking. On the left, you've got these vague feelings. The lesson felt good. I mean, that's nice, but you can't do anything with that. But on the right, that's concrete, quantifiable evidence. 70% of students missed question number 2. Well, that's not a feeling. That is a diagnosis. It's a giant flashing neon sign telling you exactly where you need to focus tomorrow. So why the obsession with keeping it so simple? Why only 1 to 3 questions? I mean, it doesn't seem like much, right? Well, that limit isn't just some random rule. This specific design is actually rooted in the science of how our brains learn. This number, 1 to 3, it is the magic ingredient. It's a strict, intentional limit. It might feel like asking more questions would be more thorough, but it actually undermines the whole process. The real power is in the brevity, and the reason why is pretty fascinating. And here it is. It all comes down to something called cognitive load theory. Basically, it says our working memory is like a tiny desk. It can only hold a few things at once. By the end of a lesson, your students' brains are tired, their desks are cluttered. A long, complicated exit ticket just adds more junk. But that 1 to 3 question limit, it sweeps all that irrelevant mental effort away, so students can focus all their energy on retrieving the one thing that mattered most today. And what's really cool is that the exit ticket does more than just check for understanding. The simple act of trying to remember something, what scientists call retrieval practice, actually makes the memory stronger. It's like doing a rep at the gym for your brain. So every single time a student does an exit ticket, they're actively making that knowledge more permanent. It's an assessment that's also a learning tool. But, and this is a huge but, all of this brilliant design, all the cognitive science, it means absolutely nothing without this one non-negotiable rule. You have to look at the data before you see those students again. This is the step that turns a piece of paper into a dynamic, responsive teaching system. Without it, it's just another chore. Okay, so this is where the system gets really powerful. Once you have that data, you don't just glance at it, you act on it. And the best way to think about this is what's called the Instructional Triage model. Yep, just like in an ER. The process is super fast and focused. The second class is over, you sort the tickets into 3 quick piles. Got it? Kinda got it, and didn't get it. Then you analyze for patterns. What was the big mistake everyone made? And finally, you make a concrete plan for tomorrow. This whole cycle, it can take as little as 5 minutes. So, let's look at what this data might tell you. Imagine these are your results. Question 1, 85% correct. Not bad. Question 3, 78%. Pretty good. But whoa, look at question 2. Only 30% of the class got it right. That is a red alert. This isn't just a few kids struggling. This is a systemic problem. And that data immediately tells you what to do. That's a Tier 1 response. It's a whole class issue. So you don't just move on. The very first 5 minutes of the next class, you do a quick, super focused reteach of that one concept. You fix the problem right at the source, for everyone. But what about the kids who struggled with, well, everything?
This chart gives us a different view, the overall performance. You've got your mastery group, who are good to go, a group with partial understanding, and then this small but really important slice of students who need some intensive support.
This data is what drives tiers 2 and 3. For that small group that needs extra help, you pull them for a targeted small group intervention while the others are working. And what about the mastery group? You don't let them get bored, you give them a new challenge, an extension activity that pushes them. This is what real differentiation looks like in action. So here it is, the entire instructional triage model all in one place. It's just a clear, logical system. Each data result points you to a specific triage category, which then tells you the exact instructional decision to make. There's no more guessing, it's just targeted, data-driven action. But the power of this little tool doesn't stop there, not even close. It can be used for so much more than just checking if students understood the academic content. You can foster metacognition, get them thinking about their own thinking by asking them to rate their confidence. You can monitor their social-emotional well-being with a simple question. And maybe most importantly, it gives a student a safe, private way to tell you something they might not be comfortable saying out loud. It becomes this deeply human tool. So, let's wrap this all up. The real genius of the exit ticket isn't the piece of paper itself. It's the commitment to the system, a system of immediate analysis and a mandatory response that turns a simple daily check-in into a powerful, compounding engine for student growth.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Picture it. Your students have just walked out the door. Before they come back tomorrow, before you plan a single thing, what is the one piece of information you absolutely need to have? The answer to that question, that's the key to unlocking the next level of your teaching.